morning, everybody. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia. Hello.
And I'm the podfather of gaming, Stephen Bonacore.
Well, folks, we are doing we've moved from a one-state podcast to a two-state show, as Mr. Bonacore is in the great state of Iowa, right? Or Nebraska?
Try Nebraska. That's also a great
close
state.
To Iowa.
I guess I'm kind of close. I mean, my geography is not all that good. But yes, I am the very special guest of honor. I was given this for the Great Plains Game Festival, and they gave me another present when I showed up. It was this really great game that I've heard amazing things about. I know you did this wonderful review of it, so yeah, this was my gift when I showed here. Isn't it great?
That's a good get, man. That's worth going to a convention for.
It's worth coming 1,000, 1,500 miles for, right?
Well, if you're in the Lincoln area or nearby, go hang out and see him.
Omaha and Lincoln are like twin cities, so yeah, they're both right here. So hopefully we'll have some fun gaming. It's going to be great, playing a whole bunch of games on the schedule, and then lots and lots and lots of open gaming at this convention. About 1,500 or so people. It's pretty cool. Can't wait.
Folks, we want to thank the sponsor of this particular episode is from it's from Three-Headed Monster, and the game is called Beyond Humanity: Astro Miners. Now, you might be wondering about this game. It's coming to GameFound in a few weeks, but if you want to know more about it, we're actually playing it live here on our channel tomorrow at 10 a.m. Same time, 24 hours from now, we'll be playing this. Well, two of us will be. We asked Mr. Bonacore, but he said, "Oh, I'll be in Nebraska." So,
sorry.
Anyway, there's a contest tomorrow. There's a live play tomorrow. You can already go and look a little bit about the game, the exciting race for asteroid belt resources in the age of space conquest. It's being previewed on GameFound right now. And like I said, we'll be able to talk more about it and show you more about it tomorrow. So we want to thank them for sponsoring the show. Speaking of the show, let's get started with some segments.
Hi, everybody.
Hello, we are Ryan and Bethany.
For Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
Today we're talking about the new expansion for Between Two Castles of Anarchy and Ludwig. This is Secrets and Soirees. And that is a mouthful of a title. In this game, what this expansion adds is it adds, first of all, 2 different solo modes. It adds in an 8th player. It adds in several new types of tiles like ballrooms, activity rooms, and secret rooms. Thus the secrets and soirees. And it all fits in the original box with a great insert, which I just love.
And 8 players, and I know what you're thinking. Oh, another player? Won't that bog the game down, Bethany? It does not, because this game is simultaneous play. So by adding an extra person, you're actually not adding any time to the game. It is wonderful.
And when we get an expansion, what we're looking for is not some crazy overhaul of the game, right?
Yeah.
We just want to see more stuff, a little bit more to explore. We don't want to double the length of the game or anything like that. And this is exactly that. Basically adds new stuff to see, new tiles that are going to pop up, but they all get shuffled in with the other tiles as well. So it's not like this is this revolutionary new thing that's changing the game and changing the scope of the game. No, you're going to see a new tile and get some new scoring opportunities, and that's it.
Basically, every time we played the game, we would play it with the expansion. Well, everybody, if you want to hear more from us, you can find us on Facebook or YouTube. We are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews. This is Ryan. Bethany, hoping you have a happy, healthy breakfast. Bye, guys.
Everybody.
Hi, I'm Jordan, here to talk about a game that's great to play on a weeknight. So, Target just released a whole slate of really cool games, like they do every year, and one of the games that I was able to pick up that I really enjoy is Trails. Now, this is a follow-up sort of riff off of Parks, which I've never played Parks, but this is, from what I understand, kind of a stripped down version of that game, or a kind of a riff off of how the game looks and how the game kind of feels. So in this game you have a row of these tiles, and you're going to be hiking on a trail up and down this row of tiles, sort of like a rondelle, only instead of going in a circle, you're just going back and forth. And you're taking actions depending on where your workers are moving. You can move 1 or 2 spaces on these on the trail, and you're going to be collecting some resources, and you're going to be turning those in to get cards that give you badges. And then there's some other fun things like throughout the game, some of the tiles are going to flip, and then you get a stronger action in the second half of the game. So the game has a nice kind of pace to it. It feels like it ramps up because of that. The game plays really quickly. It's like 20, 40 minutes. And it plays really well at 2. It plays well at other player counts, but it just kind of gets longer with other player counts. It works really, really well. It kind of makes me want to play Parks, which I've never played, and it seems like something I would enjoy. So it's just kind of a nice, relaxing game where you're just kind of taking quick little actions, collecting some stuff, turning it in. Really relaxing, comes in a really nice box, and it's not too expensive either. So pick this up at Target. Feels like a commercial, but it's not. It's just a good game. I'm Jordan. Thanks.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Super Secret Help Desk. Sometimes you want something specific to entertain you, or you want to visit someplace, you want something, and you got to go to a super secret help desk to get that answer. They got 2 people who work there. Who? This tall gentleman with the clearly studious face, and then this overly tanned guy who's really excited to work there. And so I have some questions for them. We're gonna find out here, if they can maybe help me find what I'm looking for. So here we go, guys. Fellas, who wants to go first? Mr. Bonacor, would you like to go first or second?
I get to choose. I will allow Mr. Vassal to go first.
Very well. He was putting his hand up, so that makes sense. Hello, Mr. Vassal. I would like if you could recommend to me, please, a game released in 1983. You could please recommend to me a game released in 1983. Whenever you're ready.
Oh, I'm ready now. I'll say Axis and Allies would be a good game to play. It's about war, and good games haven't been invented yet.
Fantastic. Counterpoint?
Do I go?
You are on the clock for this, sir. I like my recommendations.
I will immediately say Survive, the original edition from 1982. But close enough to beat Tom is a better recommendation.
Okay, very well. Now I'm going to go ahead and look up these 2 and see
That's
who actually.
true,
How did I
mine's
know?
Like 88.
How
I'm going to
how
look
did
up
I
who's
know that?
closer.
How did I possibly
No
know?
one cares how you knew it.
Axis and Allies, you said. Here's a funny thing. I'm at this help desk, but I have the internet. Axis and Allies is from 1981, so that's very close. Survive.
We were both one off. Survive is 1982.
Survive is from 1982.
Oh, no, you said. That's right. You said.
That's a better
83.
recommendation. And so this first round is worth 1 point, and helper extraordinaire Mr. Bonacor here gets the point. Also, you did not go over the 10 seconds allotted for a actually recommendation, which you came in under, just barely. You were at 9 seconds and change.
No. I said it immediately. I just had to role play a little bit. Come on. All right. I'll scream it out next time.
You better check yourself before you actually wreck yourself. Very well. We're going to go on to round 2, and this time you give me the first recommendation, Mr. Bonacor. Let's go ahead, and you know what I'm looking for? What I'm really in the mood for is actually, I'm looking for a movie lasting exactly 2 hours and 30 minutes. Give me something. As soon as you answer, I'm hitting this timer.
All right. I'm going to say.
Take your time.
Star Trek, the motion picture.
Very well.
Well, actually, I would recommend Avengers Infinity War.
Oh, my. Science fiction is the way to go.
I think
with
you
this
win.
secret underground layer.
I have no idea. I have no idea.
I think
Look up some.
While Mr. Z is
Star
looking those up,
Trek
folks, I'm giving a
motion
very high recommendation to the first episode of the What If series. was fantastic.
The What
Well,
If
Star
series?
Trek: The Motion Picture is 2 hours and 25 minutes. That's
Holy
crazy.
cow!
Yes.
Holy cow!
And what did you
I
say,
thought it was
Tom?
2:15.
Tom, what did you say?
Avengers
Infinity War.
Infinity, who cares?
Infinity
Yeah, that's
War.
got to be longer. Avengers Infinity War length. That one is 2 hours and 40 minutes. That's very close as well. But you're away 10 minutes, and Mr. Stephen Bonacor is only away 5 minutes. So
Oh, this is a good
that's
game.
now. This is round 2. 2 points to Mr. Bonacor, who currently has 3 points. Tom, that was quick. You did not go over, so you're good.
Your rules
and
scare
so
me.
we have
I don't want to
3
go
points to 0. Very well, guys. Nicely done. Now back to you, Tom. I'm looking for a recommendation here for a film. I'm interested in film. Actually, we just did a film one. Let's do something else. How about that? I'm looking for a pet, but a pet that's going to ideally outlive me. So can you give me an animal with a lifespan of 50 years?
Oh, 50? Oh, I wouldn't know. I'll say a giraffe.
Giraffe.
I will say elephant. Immediately.
Oh, you need to pick what kind of elephant.
No, I don't. It's an elephant.
You need to pick African or Indian.
Do I have to pick African or Indian? I think elephant is good enough.
Well,
And I
let's
think
find out if they have different lifespans. How about
I
that?
think it's
Giraffe
probably about the same.
lifespan.
Actually,
Okay, so
actually,
giraffe
what
lifespan
swallow
says
are we
20
talking about?
to 25 years for a giraffe. Okay? And then
Yes.
elephant lifespan
Yes.
is they live quite a bit. And you should have probably specified because they do seem to live different amounts of time.
African
So
elephant.
pick one.
African elephant.
The African bush elephant lives 60 to 70 years.
Wow.
And so, Steven, 60 to 70, you are 10 to 20 away from what I asked. I might end up with an elephant pretty soon. And then Tom's recommendation is 30 to 25 years away. So once again, I think somebody's going to get fired from this help desk. Mr. Stephen Bonacor, you get 3 points for the third round, bringing you up to 6 points. And
There
Tom
you
has
go.
nothing. You know what?
Nothing.
I'm thinking the 10 seconds is too forgiving, guys. I don't like it.
I think the
want
10
my
seconds
answers
should be on the
quicker than
original
that.
answer. I think the 10 seconds should be on the first answer, not the second.
Well, actually, shut up.
Actually, you're not a game designer of this game, so shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up.
Okay, 5 seconds is what you get, everybody.
Oh my, that's ridiculous.
Again, you can go over. You don't have to answer that quickly. But for every 1 second you go over, you're giving the other guy 1 second, whether you're right
I
or
will
not.
not give him anything.
You will not give an inch because he's already got 6 points. Just pointing that out, okay? Here we go. So this time, Mr. Bonacor, you're going to be answering first. And here's what I'm looking for. I like games, but I want something very well documented, very specifically documented. I want a game that has 1,000 pictures on BGG.
Wow, a game that has 1,000 pictures, images, right? The image
That is
section there.
correct. 1,000 images on BGG. What is that game?
I'm gonna go with Puerto Rico.
Well, actually, Wingspan.
Okay, here we go. Puerto Rico. Let's find out how many pictures Puerto Rico has.
I think
Puerto Rico.
I don't think Wingspan. Tom, it's too new. I don't know. Thousands.
It might have too many pictures also. That's
Maybe
the
it might
other
have
thing.
too many.
I think they're both
Okay.
over 1,000.
Puerto
Yeah.
Rico images, 1,301.
Well, that's
Pretty good.
now. This is not highest here, right? This is just closest to
No,
1,000.
closest to 1,000.
All right, that's pretty good.
Wingspan images. There are 1,000 223.
Nicely done.
That's just barely under. Like, it's just, I mean, that's change.
All
That's like
the answers so far have been
70.
pretty close, actually.
So
That's
that
very
is your well actually came through. Then this is now the fourth question. That is 4 points to you, Tom. 6 for Bonacore, 4 for Tom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very nicely done. We are going back to you, Tom, to be the first player. I'm in the mood to listen to some music, but I'm real specific with my tastes. I want an album released in 2005.
I don't know the name of any albums.
Yeah, can you name an artist? It's like impossible. Oh my goodness.
Nope. I don't care. You don't have to be close. You can say something from the 70s.
Oh
no, I don't know the name of
closest
any
to-
albums.
Whoever's closest to 2005 is going to get my, recommendation for Employee of the Month.
Am I allowed to do a soundtrack?
Sure, do whatever you need to do.
A sound check. What does that mean?
Soundtrack.
Oh, soundtrack.
Yeah,
That's
sure,
not-
why not?
Really? Oh, all right.
No, I don't want to do
No,
that.
that's not an
cheating.
album. That's a compilation.
See, I the only album I know in existence is the White Album from Beatles. That's the only one I know a name of.
Okay, White Album.
But that's not right. It's not even close.
Clock's going.
Monica, you can say anything you want.
Elton John's Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboy. 1970 something.
Oh, I
That was
should have
8
remembered that for my
seconds.
Time's
Took
Up
a little
game.
longer.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, album
All right.
names are hard. I mean, that's real hard.
Nowadays, I listen
see.
to music by song anyway.
Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboy
1975.
came out in 75.
Thank you.
And the White Album is older than that.
66.
We were very close to 2005, apparently.
68.
So you were right, Steven. I mean, first of all, they're both terrible recommendations.
Terrible recommendations.
Recommendations. I'm like, I want to listen to some electronic music. Gee, Cats, the soundtrack for Cats. What? Terrible, but you were closer, okay? However, you also went over by 3 seconds.
I did
Tom, you
not.
have-
No, I didn't. Oh.
Sir, you did. I want to speak to your manager.
Oh, that's me.
He's sitting next to you in the room.
I know. Okay, so Tom, 1, 2, 3 points for you. Tom has 7 points. But Bonacore did win this question. This question was the 5th question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 11. 7, 11.
Oh my!
I'm
getting
Best
hosed.
hot dog. No, we're not going to do that. Okay, here we go. Next up, we go back to you, Bonacore, to be the first one. And I want to play a video game. Can you recommend to me a video game released in 1990? 1990. No, you cannot. Should I leave? Or service desk.
Oh. Duke Nukem.
Well, actually, Super Mario 2.
Okay.
I know Duke Nukem is like
has a lot of
10 years
games. We'll
before
just
that.
find the first one. Duke Nukem release
The
date.
first one was a shareware game.
Well,
So Duke Nukem came out in 1991. That's scary close.
I would have said it was 10 years before that. Wow, it couldn't have been 10 years.
And
Wait,
then
10
you,
years
Tom, said
before
that?
Super
Right.
Mario what?
2.
2 release date. It's from 88, Tom. That's close. But he's got you again.
What was 3, Z? I almost said Super Mario 3.
Super Mario 3 came out. No, it's not good enough. You wanted Super Mario World. That was exactly 90.
Oh, right. I knew that, too.
Of course you knew that. You didn't know that.
Mhm. Well, actually, you didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, actually.
Anyway, that's Bonacore's question again. This was the 6th question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 17, Bonacore. 7 to Tom. Tom, we're back to you. The questions are getting pricier, folks. This next one is worth, let me see, 3, 4, 6, 7 points. 7 points for this one. I want to visit a place in the world, but I want a very specific amount of people who live there. So could you recommend for me a world country with a population of 50 million? Go there. Go in there.
Who goes? Tom, right?
I'll say Vietnam.
Great Britain.
He didn't say, well, actually, Alex.
Well, actually.
In the form of a well, actually, please.
Actually, Great Britain is correct.
Okay, here we go. We're going to look up Vietnam population 2021. Okay, they have in millions 98.3 million inhabitants.
Oof.
And you said Great Britain
I did, which is just about 50 million.
population 2021
Give or take.
has a population of. They're giving me the UK. Is that the same? I mean,
Yes.
Yes, United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland.
68.2 million. So indeed,
There you go.
Nice.
you are closer. That's 7 points again. And that was
I had-
lightning quick, I gotta say. Under a second. A second.
I am getting schooled today.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 24 points, Bonacore, to Tom
yeah.
with 7. You have to bring it in these last few rounds, Mr. Vassal.
Yeah, no kidding.
Here we go. This goes first to you, Steven.
Yep.
I'm looking for a game that is ranked on BGG at exactly the 3,000 spot.
Oh, you should know. You publish many of them.
You're such a
I
jerk.
want it to be a good game, but not too good.
Yeah, you don't want a really good game. You want,
No.
an okay
I want to
game.
find
Just
the flaws and appreciate and embrace them. What do you got? You're giving Tom way too much time to think about this.
Yeah, well, this is a complete crapshoot.
That's your mouth, sir. Where's your mouth?
Sorry. I'll go with something that I published. I'll go with just because I can kind of gauge it better. No, I don't know.
Tom's got his answer locked in, baby.
He does. Yeah, I know he does. He's ready to scream it out.
I'm just randomly guessing, though. Mostly because I had this game in my hand about 20 minutes ago, so.
What do
Really?
you got? Steven, what are you giving me? Ranked 3,000.
I'll go with
Mm-hmm.
Risk.
No.
Okay.
Oh, good. I can say anything now. All right. I'm going to go. Oh, sorry. Actually,
No, what?
Cafe International.
He
What
went
did
over
you
10
say,
seconds.
Tom?
Cafe International.
Cafe International. What do you think Risk is going to be ranked?
It's one of the
Lower?
lowest ranked games.
Risk is one of the lowest ranked
Okay,
games?
very well. Well, that took
Yeah,
you
it's gonna
9
be-
seconds. So here you go, Mr. Bonacore. Here's 4 free points.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3, 4. You're now
No,
at
you-
28, Steven.
You deserve that, Tom. Took too
You
long.
deserve
did.
that. I want my answers quickly. I want my help expedient. Let's look up some games. Risk
Yeah, Risk
is
is gonna be
ranked
10,000.
probably terribly. Oh my gosh, 20,000 and change. Okay.
Yeah.
You could have said literally anything, Tom, I think.
Yeah.
Café International is stinking close. That is 2,811.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
You know, that's-
Wow.
That's impressive.
The reason I mentioned that is because I needed to add a game to the library today, and I needed to pull a game, and Cafe International is the game that got pulled.
Yeah, it's right around 3,000. Not too good, not too bad, you know.
So you got about
All right.
3,000 games in that library. Pull the 3,000.
I don't do it
Makes
by
sense.
rating on BGG.
That's really important. The only thing more important than the game's rating is the game's weight. As
Don't make
per
me.
BGG.
I know what room you're in, Z.
As in, like, how much it weighs.
Yeah. All right, so Tom, that's 8 points for you. It brings you up to 15.
I would say I'm back in the game, but I'm not.
Steven has 28. You have 15. Get these two, and that's 19 combined points. You blow him away.
Oh.
Well, no, I barely beat him actually, but yes.
You blow him away when I get him
Oh.
fired for incompetence. Here we go. Okay, the one answering first this time is you, Mr. Vassal. I want to watch a movie released in 1988.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Jaws.
Oh my word!
Okay, let's take a look here.
I have no idea.
Let's find out. Jaws release date is, I think, okay, 75. It's pretty far.
That's far.
And then Bill and Ted
That's
Excellent
better.
Adventure release date is 89.
Nice.
Very good. Very good. That gets you 9 points, brings you up to 24.
Yes.
Very
You
good,
are
Tom.
28, Bonacore, to 24, Tom, and this is for all the employment marbles.
I don't
This
want
is
to work
for-
for you.
This is, yeah, no, this is
I'm
what I do to
throwing
my
this game.
employees. Fellas, we're a little under budget this month, so someone's got to be let go. Bring up the scoreboard.
this is like a when you get ranked at work, and it's your rating.
It's like a secret spy organization help desk. You know, like your life is on the line if you get something wrong. Sometimes
What?
a secret
That
spy
wasn't-
wants to.
That wasn't mentioned
Well,
in the
you know,
severance package.
read the fine print when you sign the contract. All right, here we go. This is the final one, and Steven, it goes to you first. Here's what I want. This is a game question. I want a game that has on BGG 5,000 people's ratings. 5,000 ratings from people.
Wow. Stone Age.
Risk. Oh, actually, Risk.
Actually.
Okay, good. You're good with time. Nicely done.
I think Risk is going to be way over that number.
It might.
I would-
Stone Age.
Stone Age.
Fellas.
Probably it might be too low.
Okay,
The only reason I thought of
rating.
Stone Age is I put all my
No,
games
that's a good
back
answer. That's a good answer.
I said
Stone.
I wanted 5,000 ratings, right?
in. Yeah.
Okay, Stone Age has 46,000.
Not a good answer. Oh.
Risk. Oh, Tom, you should be nervous. Let's see. Risk
46,000.
has 31,000.
Oh, you son of a gun.
So this is 10 points for you, Tom. Brings you up to 34. And you did it. 34 points for Tom. 28 points for Stephen Bonacore, who took an early lead and then faltered. And there maybe is a reason why. And that's why he wears those dark shades. Drinking on the job. You are fired, sir. Fired. I want to talk to your
He's
man.
wearing those dark shades because he can see the mirror and his forehead's bouncing back at him.
Yeah. All right, everybody. That is it. International Help Desk. We're done. Let's move on to some segments. Here we go.
Hey folks, and welcome to FOMO, segment where I take a look at a game seeking crowdfunding. Maybe I got a fear of missing out on it, maybe you too. We take a look together. Now this week I'm going to look at an expansion for a game I covered back when FOMO was still on crowd surfing, and that was Excavation Earth, a game of market manipulation and set collection that I adored. This game was a distant future where people are gone, we're not there, our remnants are left behind, and we're excavating it, we're selling it to people in these flea markets of sorts, we're doing doing market speculation, market manipulation. We're sending things back on the mothership, and I just adored this. Then, of course, there was the second wave expansion, which I didn't cover, but I absolutely adored as well. And now, the next expansion is It Belongs in a Museum. So much like Tom Vassel's hats, it belongs in a museum. Now, this is going to do exactly what I want in an expansion. It's going to just give me more of what I love, and it's going to do it modularly, which is my favorite thing. We're going to get 3 new modules. We're going to get the Commanders and Seekers, which are going to be 2 new alien races that we can choose to play as. Fantastic. We're also going to get the Mysterious Artifacts, which are going to be new artifacts out on the board that are too dangerous to sell to ordinary people. So instead, we're going to have to assign a custodian to them. We're going to have to send them back with the mothership, and we're going to get some reverse engineering cards that are going to give us some abilities during the game and some endgame scoring. Then finally, we're going to have what the expansion is named after. We're going to have the museum, the Galactic Museum, where we're going to be able to, as a new action, exhibit artifacts and have them on display. And we're going to gain points for doing that instead of just getting money. And I just love this expansion. This does everything. For those who love this game solo, you're going to get some new stuff for Zoo as well. If you already love this game, this is a no-brainer. Go get it. If you've never seen this game before, I highly recommend go check out the Kickstarter and maybe give this one a back. All right, I'll see you folks next time.
Esteban Ocon as down now towards the Lowe's hairpin we come. It's Verstappen from Bottas, then comes Sainz.
Cars are going fast. As you can see, the blue car is leading the race, whereas the green is considered the underdog. And will the underdog be successful in this one? Oh no. What superpower is the green car now taking? It's moving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and somehow it has reached into the leading position. But what kind of superpower was this? Assalamu alaikum. Game Changer is a new segment in which I'm going to tell you some of the great BGG file section files which you can print and add for your game and change them a bit so that it adds more replayability, new missions, new powers, or whatnot to your games. And for today's game, it's going to be Downforce, one of my favorite racing games, which came with 2 expansions up till now. But one of the things these expansions also came with are some new power cards. These power cards, as if you know, even in the original game, added some unique powers that are available only to your driver. Now with the base game plus the expansions included, these were around 14 cards or 14 powers that have been released till now. But if you get the file link from the link that you see on the screen right now from the BGG file section for free, you are going to get the Power Drive expansion. It adds 16 more powers, so that's a total of 30 power cards that you are going to get that you can mix and match, and every time you're going to have a new experience with new powers, new cool different features that only your unique driver is going to have. Check the link that's coming on your screen right now and get the expansion. Happy gaming!
Randy, Dylan, we game together.
Can we play now? Hi guys, I am Randy.
And I'm Ellen, and we are We Game Together.
And today we're on another segment of gaming related, just talking about things that have to do with games and accessories and all that kind of goodness. And today we're talking about wet erase pens.
Yes, I recently did a live stream with the beautiful Glory Hound. If you don't know who she is, check her out. And we were talking about Railroad ink, and she mentioned that there were these wet erase markers out there that are super fine tip. Randy went ahead and purchased them for me, and they are amazing.
They are, and honestly, because you know, they usually when you get something that has the wipe off, like Railroad ink, for instance, they come with those just kind of cheapo dry erase markers, and obviously you can get good dry erase markers in that, but they tend to just
they smudge and
wear
smear,
out
especially when you're writing on it and you kind of put your hand over a part of it, it erases it. So
erase
this,
away.
you know, obviously is wet erase, so you need it to be wet to get it off.
Right.
Which is really nice because it keeps everything like solidified for you. We love them.
Yeah, this might not be a solution that you necessarily want to put in the box to keep with it. But if you're gaming at home or you're going along and you're now you're going to be playing some roll and writes, bring these along. They're super fine tip. You can get really accurate with them. You can get them in so many different colors.
I know a lot of people laminate their sheets too, so you can do stuff like that and then use these with that too.
Right, instead of using a pencil or a pen or something, because sometimes pencils don't show up on those very well. These are super vibrant once you have them written down.
Yeah.
They just look kind of cool. They're fun to just even draw with and things.
Yeah.
They're very nice quality.
Plus the package is just awesome. I love that.
Yeah, it's got a cool thing. That's
awesome.
why you should buy them right there because of the case.
That's it. Anyways.
But the best thing is they don't smudge, and obviously, you can do that with a pencil and things, but they're just a little bit more fun and colorful and cool to play with.
Yeah, that's all.
All right, guys, we'll see you on the next one.
Bye-bye.
All right, folks, let's take a look at the board game news. Different games are being announced, so here we go. First, we have a refresh. I guess this is the new way to say second edition of Dixit. Well, no, I mean, refresh.
If nothing changes, they can't really call it a second edition, right?
Maybe it's only artwork and components change.
It has a board now that looks different. It looks like a standalone board.
And you use dials instead of tiles. So the original one you would put out, they had 1 through 6, and you would put one next to each card. So here it looks like you're using dials. It also looks like this. If that picture's correct, it's showing 8 players. Dixit only went to 6.
Okay. This looks cute.
So it's the same game, refreshed components, extra players added.
I recognize those cards in the picture, so I think the artwork will be the same.
I recognize that logo on the cover right there at the end. Look at that, right next to Spiel des Jahres, baby.
That's true. That's pretty cool.
I see.
Folks, if you've never played Dixit, it is an amazing party game. It's really, really good.
Would you give it a seal of excellence?
I did. So did you. You like it too.
Yeah, good game. I don't have
actually one of the first games that ZME played together.
And I've never not thought about that unfortunate incident.
That was a very memorable game. We'll talk about it someday in the future.
Life-changing incident right there.
No, but it's a game I remember strongly. Anyway, Op is coming out with Harry Potter Talisman, which I have to say I think fits Talisman better than, like, say, Star Wars.
Right.
Well, yeah. I mean, how could it not?
No, I have Star Wars. I played Star Wars Talisman a few months ago. It exists.
I actually didn't know that it really exists. Oh, wow. No, I mean, obviously, this is an obvious IP add-on. I hope the game plays better than the original Talisman. Let's face it, the original Talisman is dated. It was dated when it came out originally. So,
yeah, if you like Talisman, you'll like this. If you don't, you won't. Just straight up.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So now we have a new game coming out from Capstone, being co-published with Furland Spiel, Arc Nova. Now, the cover for Arc Nova, that grouping of animals feels like they took it from a jigsaw puzzle. But what do you think about the cards, Z? Because you normally don't like what I call screen caps. These aren't screen caps, but they're actual photographs as opposed to art. I was curious what you would think about that.
I like this look. I think it's looking all right. There's a nice amount of graphic design going on around it. Like it looks polished, maybe even a little bit busy. But I do like the way the cards look. I don't mind if it's about the grain of a screen cap more than it is about what's being shown. Like a picture, like for example, Trekking the National Parks has pictures of the parks. Gorgeous, stunning vistas of the parks. They're great. It's the problem is when you do like Lord of the Rings, the collectible card game, and they run out of characters after the first expansion. And then it's like Joe, the spear wielder. And it's like a guy standing in the back that they have to blow up and you see the literal pixels. It's like, come on. This looks good. I like this. I like the card look. I don't like the cover, I'll be honest. Don't love it. Everything else looks good.
That grouping of animals just felt a bit generic to me.
And then the floating on the tea leaves thing, I'm not feeling it.
The game itself, there's not a lot to talk about. You have 5 action cards. There's 255. You play these cards and they let you do things. It almost sounds a little Race for the Galaxy-ish.
It sounds like, it looks and sounds like Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition.
Well, that's also based on Race for the Galaxy.
No, I'll deny that till my grave.
It says,
right,
it says it in the book.
Deny.
The rule book.
The check is in the mail, right?
Definitely borrowed. I love the photos. They're actual animal photos. I love that portion of this implementation here. But yeah, I mean, let's see how this plays. Could be interesting.
All right, the next game, which I need to say before Mr. Bonacore does, is a German name game, which you can read for yourself there on the screen. It means shift change. The funding is in your hand.
Schicht. You can say schicht.
No, yeah, you can now. When we were off screen, you had a really hard time pronouncing that. This is from the designer who made that Cole trilogy of games, the Ruhr and Hasselnecht. No, I'm not kidding, Z. It was a trilogy.
I know you're not. That just makes me laugh because it makes it sound very thematic. The Cole trilogy of games.
The Cole.
Coming up from the designer of the Cole trilogy of games, Wool. It's what's new.
Actually, this may be
shear 'em to hell. You know,
actually, this may be the third game in that trilogy. I'm not sure now because it's another game about Cole. The thing I'm a little confused about here is it says it's 60 to 90 minutes, but just looking at that picture of the game, that feels longer than 60 to 90 minutes.
It looks like a very serious game. Yeah, it's a cool art style. The picture depicts a very sort of boring activity, but I like the brickwork on the side there. The illustration looks cool, grimy, like it looks interesting.
All right, then PSC Games has announced Total War Rome, the board game, based on the video game franchise. Although I'm kind of surprised that Total War is so small on that title. You think they would push that more?
Is Total War the one you always see them advertising like on Facebook, like there's just lots of like shooting and like everything gets. I don't know Total War.
No, I think it's like a computer video game. I think it's like a bigger thing than like an IO, like a phone.
Yeah, Rome is actually it's Total War. I'm looking it up a little bit. It's came out in the second one came out in 2013 for Microsoft Windows. It's in a series of games. Oh, the original one was in 2004, Rome Total War. So the same thing here. It received positive reviews, but had technical problems. It was very, very popular. I don't know what kind of game it is. Turn-based grand strategy and civilization management with real-time tactical battles. So, all right.
I love that cover, by the way. That cover is really great for me.
It looks like a video game cover, right? I mean,
it just looks like.
Makes me think
war.
That cover, for some reason, in my head, I have flashbacks of walking into like a Circuit City and buying a CD-ROM video game. That's what that cover makes me think of.
CD-ROM, you just said? Okay, I got it.
Yeah, like buying a DV, like a video game.
What time is it there? It's like 8 a.m. Rum.
He said rum. Go ahead.
The game is taking 3 hours. 3 hours, and with expansions already planned. So be prepared. It's hard to tell if the game's going to be good or not. We'll have to wait and find out.
Right.
I'm all in.
All right. Yummy, yummy Monster Tummy. This is actually from Lucky Duck Games, working together with HYBR. So they're starting their kids line, essentially. I think we announced this before, where they were starting that kids line with their. I love that they made their logo a younger duckling.
Yes, right.
I don't know if this game it's a cooperative, color matching, family friendly style game, but I love the look of this game. That's a good cover. The cards look good. It's busy cover, but it's for kids. I think and the name is the kids are gonna like that too.
Beautiful game.
Yeah. Lucky. You start them with this, and then you hit them with the Cole trilogy.
Looks beautiful. Lucky Duck is doing great work, and I like the fact that they're getting into kids games that might actually, be good. That's kind of cool.
All right, Great Plains. This is in Lookout's 2-player line. Yeah, you're there.
I'm there. I'm at the Great Plains Game Festival.
You're there?
Game,
Which one are you? I'm guessing the orange one on the cover.
No, he's definitely a snake.
Definitely a snake. But I'm disguised as the orange guy because of this horrible light I'm in.
Got it.
This is a 100%.
I love the way this looks.
This is an abstract strategy game, straight up there.
Sure, yeah. I love this cover. I really like this line, actually, from Lookout Spiele. I like their 2-player games, most of them.
Yeah, they have a good record for that.
They do, and this game looks beautiful on that table. I like the cover. I like what's going on. Yeah, this is singing to me. This is the most exciting piece of news here for me.
Seriously?
Did they say the designer of it?
Yeah, it's I can't read one of the names. I'm sorry, but the other one is Brett Gilbert.
Trevor Benjamin's the other one. He's a really good designer. He did Undaunted, War Chest, and Mandala, which you like.
Yeah, this has my name all over it, man. I'm here for this.
I'm looking. I don't see that, but all right.
It's on the back.
It's on the back. Alrighty. So Queen Games, trying to add confusion to the board gaming world, is reprinting a lot of classic Feld games, but renaming them because I think that I'm still not sure. I mean, there must be restrictions on this. The reason they're renaming them all. We've talked about this before, but like it's going to be hard for me to remember which one's which. But they've shown off the cover for Marrakesh, huh?
So what is being renamed? Is Marrakesh the rename?
Marrakesh
is a new one.
Marrakesh seems to be a new one, but like New York City is so Hamburg is Macau reprinted, and Amsterdam is Bruges reprinted. New York City
Rialto
is
Rialto.
What is that one called?
Rialto.
Rialto reprinted. So they're just like, okay, city name, pick a different city name. Now it's there. Change the look of the buildings. It is confusing. I agree.
Is
really confusing.
Queen did not do the original, or did do the original?
No, they didn't. Like
they did not.
Z-Man did.
Yeah. So obviously, it must be Z-Man
but you can't own the rights to a city name.
Of course not. But you can for that city with these exact mechanics that probably can be protected. I've never really given that a thought because I never had to, but probably you could protect it in that regard. But if you take the same mechanics and you just change the name of the game completely, there you go.
And that's fine. I mean, I get that they're doing it, and this series looks good, and Queen does a good job with their production. I'm just, for myself, I'll be like, do I need to get this game? I'm not sure. I already have it. Is this one better? What are the changes? Hopefully some videos are put out that compare the new one to the old one. Like, if I already have Bruges, do I need Amsterdam?
Doesn't sound like it.
I don't know. I think they changed a few minor things, Tom. They did make some changes, but I don't know. That question is, unanswerable right now. I will say I don't like the fact that Hamburg and Amsterdam, the two they announced first, have on their cover clearly a stone arch across the top, and then the next two do not. Are you going for a look, or are you not going for a look?
That is true. I wonder why. Maybe so you can hold them in a perfect square like he's doing there.
And it looks like a one big arch. No, I don't know.
No.
It doesn't. I thought that too. I wonder if one will flow into the other. No.
No, it does not.
By the way, Stefan Feld there, he is quite tall. He's taller than I am, which is a very rare thing. Very nice person.
He's a tall guy. Very nice. Very nice.
Now, a great provocative title has been announced from Pandasaurus, That Time You Killed Me. This is a narrative game where you're going through time. It looks pretty short, 15 to 30 minutes, and you're rival time travelers trying to erase each other from history. Whether the game is good or not, and I don't know, I love that theme. That sounds
yeah.
fun.
This is
Great.
one of the greatest ideas I've ever heard for a game.
And that cover is really funky. I like that cover too.
Tom, you and I are playing this game. That time
We
you
have
killed
to,
me.
right? That time you killed me.
Yes.
It's really funny.
All righty. And then finally, and I mean finally, because this game was shown off to people years ago, Rio Grande has announced Dice Realms from Tom Lemon. I don't know if you've played this, Mr. Bonacor, because I know he showed it off at the gathering in the past.
I did
So
not.
this is-
I know that I as you said that, I remember people playing it with Tom at the time. I mean, who knows? I might have, because it's been years. Years.
Yeah. So this is Dominion, the dice game. In many ways, it's a game that has those customizable dice that they've used in. They used them in the Roll for the Galaxy expansion. They used them in Stephen Glenn's game.
The one about
the
a circus clown or something, yeah.
Yeah. So they have these different faces. In each game, you'll pull from a bag. There's 35 tiles in this bag. You'll pull 5. Those are the 5 you use in that game, along with standard faces. So like 10 decks of cards in Dominion. And then you're rolling dice, and there's a fate die and things like that. It sounds very straightforward. I'm not thrilled by that cover, but I like the idea of this game. I'm pretty excited about it. It is a pricey game. I want to say it was $120, but there is 650 plastic die faces. I'm sure it was not cheap to produce, but that's still a big price for a dice game.
$120 MSRP. That's a lot for a dice game. That's a lot for any game. But
yeah,
hopefully it stands up.
Again, I keep saying, folks, get used to it. Next year, there's gonna be a lot of games over $100. It's that time frame is here.
Yeah,
You remember when I said? Okay, I'm not trying to brag
definitely
here.
remember when you say this, and we're still saying you're wrong. But go ahead.
What did I say? What was I going to say that you said that I said? What I said?
Descent for $200, and you said that's good for the consumer, and we were like, how's that good for the consumer?
Did not say you always twist my words. No, I said that this is going to be a new. Fantasy Flight is testing this idea that they can take one of their major IPs and way bring it up, production, everything, and make it a $175 game. And now they can see if that's going to stick. And I didn't say it was good for the consumer. I said it's good for publishers to be able to push that price point up. Consumers are going to have to deal with it if they want these really, really big production games. And this is obviously one of them, though it's a dice game, kind of odd. And then the Fantasy Flight games, you're going to see lots of these things going for these big numbers now if all of these current games actually work in the market. That's what I said. Thank you.
Well, I don't disagree. I think that we're heading in that direction, especially with shipping prices not dropping anytime soon. So,
well, I'm going to go ahead and disagree just for counter argument. Okay.
Thank
Just
you.
because you can.
Noted. I like my objection on the record. All righty, folks. That's the news. Let's keep going.
Happy breakfast, wonderful humans. Anthony here from Board Game Dads with another Zoomable game. This time we're celebrating summer with Santa Monica. That's right, Santa Monica is not a party game or a roll and write game, but it is one that you can play over Zoom. This is actually a tableau building game where you're going to be building your sort of shoreline boardwalk with shops and things like that, as well as things to do on the beach, on the sand themselves. On your turn, you're going to be drafting a card from the bottom row here. Top card then slides down, and then you replace the top card with a card from the top of the deck. You're going to score points by filling up these activity rings with different visitors, moving your VIPs to these specific locations that they want to see, and chaining together different types of sites and parts of your boardwalk. Now, a couple of big caveats here. If you're going to play this with someone over Zoom, you do both need to own the game. It is a card game, though, which can sometimes be tricky to play when you're both trying to manage the deck of cards. But the really big helpful thing here is that in Santa Monica, the deck of cards is numbered. So in preparation of playing this game over Zoom, one person just needs to put their deck in order, numerical order. It's a little tedious, but you do it one time, and it's going to take the amount you would spend setting up your game anyway. Basically do that so that anytime you draft a card from the tableau, You draw a new one. You can say, all right, pull number, 65. So they go through the deck, pull that one, replace it. It's really quick to do. I love the theme of this game. The artwork fits perfectly. The stores and shops and things have really silly pun type names like Joan of Arcade, which is fantastic. And just the whole beach theme is just really cool. It really pops in this game. Components are really fun, and it's not super complicated. Really love this game, Santa Monica. Check it out if you haven't already. And I want an expansion. Thanks for watching, folks, and happy summer.
Say happy breakfast.
Happy breakfast.
You've been ghosted. Literally. You haven't been ignored by a Tinder date. You've been killed. You've been offed. You're dead. This is way worse. Ugh. Also, if I was a ghost, I would be pretty offended by the use of the term ghosting, meaning to ignore someone. Because a ghost is like, ignore someone? I have been haunting this same house for 100 years. I am committed to haunting this house, okay? I'm not just disappearing. I will be here for another 100 years. I'm not ignoring somebody. I'm moving stuff around in this house all the time. This game plays like a mix of the classic games Clue and Guess Who, both games I liked as a child, and this is a great game for families with kids. You want to get kids into a little bit more modern gaming. It's also great for a group of friends that has people new to games, and, it's also pretty fun just for general humans. Full disclosure, I did help write a bunch of content for this game. My name is actually in the rulebook. Don't you worry, I have already written home to my mother multiple times. Dear Mother, it has been 3 hours since my last letter. Tell all of your friends my name is appearing in print. Call me old-fashioned, but I just think that's a reason you should support this game even more. In Ghosted, each player has died, and you are trying to be the first to figure out the person who killed you, the weapon they used, and the reason they did it. You'll be rolling a dice on your turn, and that will determine what you can ask about. As you ask about things, you'll be crossing stuff off on your list until you narrow it down and make a guess as to who did it. Let's see who killed me. Well, I was killed by Vander Von Vappen III with a 3-hole punch for blasting smooth jazz. Wow, I was blasting smooth jazz? I think I deserve to die.
Hey there everyone, it's Jen, the board game librarian, flipping some pages and pushing some cubes with my segment From the Page to the Table, where I pair books and board games together, and I love it. This week I am featuring a book I read so long ago. I think I listened to it on the way to college. Woo! And that is Alice Hoffman's Practical Magic. A fantastic book, and Hoffman probably at her best, some of her earlier work, where we have two sisters who have run away for a really long time from the issues in their lives by doing various things, but they do have magical abilities. They are witches. They live in this world of magic that for generations and generations has been in their family. This is a real world kind of situation, and this is maybe not as real world, but I'd like to thank Rock Manor Games for sending me, that just happened, a copy of Merchants of Magic. Ages 10 and up, 1 to 8 players, 45 minutes, a roll and write game. A roll and write game where you are various adventures, and you have specific things that you are looking for on your card to gain points for that adventure, but you are also looking to fill orders and gain different abilities throughout the game, which are going to help you fill those orders. 10 rounds at 2 players, very snappy. It says 45 to 60 minutes, but in 2 players, less than a half hour, definitely. That is all for this week, and we'll wave at Practical Magic on the floor over there. Bye, everyone.
Once again, we'd like to thank Three-Headed Monster for sponsoring this episode. Come back tomorrow to check out Beyond Humanity Astro Miners. We're going to be playing it right here in the studio, and I'm going to whoop Z so hard you're going to see actual tears. Actually, is it a cooperative? It's not cooperative. That'd be funny.
That'd be great.
You'll still lose.
If I'm crying and you're not in a cooperative game, something went awry.
So that's at 10 o'clock tomorrow, folks. Come back. But we do have another live thing before then. Today at 2 o'clock, we're doing our top 10 games with one annoying rule.
Good games, one annoying rule.
We'll see you then. Thank you, Mr. Bonacor. Have fun being a very special guest.
Thank you, Thomas. Appreciate it.
And if you're in that area, I don't know if you can still get tickets for that con, so maybe I should be careful.
Yeah,
if you're
I'm not
going
sure,
to that
probably.
con, slap Bonacor for us. It's on
You're
us.
allowed to come and slap me gently if you'd like.
Oh, yeah. Okay, he said that.
Gently.
Alrighty, folks. Until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia.
I'm the super secret help desk manager, Stephen Bonacor.
Well, actually.